was a series of unfortunate events this afternoon, and there was a bus full of celebrities on their way to SopranosCon today. But they had a problem, and the bus broke down. So I'm gonna bring in a classic American narrator in now to share the story for you all. Here we go. Hello there. Yes, it is me, the man who used to be your favorite narrator, Morgan Freeman. Earlier this evening, a bus full of celebrities were on their way to SopranosCon until all of a sudden they heard a pop and Christopher Walken hopped out. Whoa! Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs! I don't know about Einstein, but I think we got a flat tire. Hey, Sylvester Stallone, take a look at this. Hey, I was taking a nap in the back of the bus, I'm tired. And we got a flat tire, but it can't be completely flat. It looks like a pentagon. What do you think, Jack Nicholson? I think your mother dropped you on your head when you were a child, You see that tire there? That tire right there is about the darndest flattest thing I've ever seen since I last saw Taylor Swift from behind. Don't believe me? Just ask Al Pacino. I just love a woman with a great ass, ha! And guess what? The greatest asses are right here at SopranosCon, ha!
All right, everybody say big pussy. Big pussy. How are you? This is exciting, huh? I thought I was dead. In the middle? How are you? What's your name? You look like the guy who walked in with the men's only jacket on.
We want to thank, first of all, Vin, thanks for being up here. Thanks for coming on the show. If you guys haven't seen already, we got an amazing tasting sauce back over there in the back corner that you're promoting.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about the sauce.
Well, I'm selling tomato sauce.
All right, that's beautiful.
Go get some sauce. I'll sign it. Most of the people that are going to buy the sauce with the jar, they're not even going to open it up.
That's true.
Right. They're going to keep it for years.
So, did anyone notice...
You got it already? Did I sign it?
There you go.
Come over. I signed it? So now you don't want to give it away. This guy's bringing a whole case of sauce up here. Okay, here's now what you got to do now. Since you're a wise guy, you got to give a jar to everybody in the first row. Yeah, you started it. Okay, let's get down to business.
Perfect. While he does that, did anyone notice in the episode that Vin used to own a bar? Vin used to own a bar called the Crazy Horse back in the 70s, right, Vin?
No, not in the 70s. I owned a bar in the 80s in New York, they were called the Crazy Horse, and then when Christopher bought Adriana the bar, he changed it from the Lollipop to the Crazy Horse for me. That's a true story. Ask Michael. Okay?
No, there you go.
Right? What, you been to their show?
They want the sauce, baby.
Oh, she wants the sauce. I thought she wanted my phone number. Okay. What's up?
All right, so we saw, everyone knows that Vin's famous scene, Big Pussy's famous death scene on the boat. Talk about it in the episode, how you got picked up for season 2, and then all of a sudden you read that your character is getting killed off.
No, what happened is that if you read the book that they're selling here, that David Chase did not have a second season written yet. And he went to France and he came back and he called me up. He said, Vinny, the internet blew up. They want to know where Big Pussy is. Well, guess what? You're a rat and we're going to kill you this year. But you see, we didn't know that the show was going to go 6-7 years. You know, it was season to season, and that's how television is. So I was really happy to that they wrote such a rich character for me and for my dear friend David Paval, who's out there, who played Richie. So it was all about, you wondered if Richie's going to get killed, you wondered if Big Pussy's going to get killed. And then, fortunately, they waited to the last episode, and then they whacked me. Just, oh yeah, you ain't got something to say, you're just sitting here.
Just happy to be here.
Okay, what do you got? You got a question?
What was your initial relationship with James Gandolfini when you first met him?
Listen, I just took a picture over there with Jimmy's family, and it's hard. Yeah, Jimmy's not with us no more. Here we are celebrating all this, and let me tell you something. There would never been no Sopranos without James Gandolfini. You know, you're talking about being the core, being the head of the family. Well, not only was Jimmy our inspiration on the set, but he was also a great inspiration to us in our own life. We would go out, we would do meet and greets, we went to Italy together, we just did so much in those first couple of years, and we bonded, we all bonded, yeah. So we miss him. And he's looking at me right now. I can look right over that curtain, and I see Jimmy's eye. Love you, Jimmy.
Have you walked around out here?
I walked around a little, but I got, you know, I got some fans. I got to sign my autographs. Unlike you, you didn't sign nothing. What'd you sign? He gave me a new pair of shoes a couple of weeks ago. I went out to Merrick with the sauce. He gives me a new pair of shoes. I don't know, you got, who's from the Bronx? Puerto Rican fence climbers, we used to call them. We used to have tips. The tip of his shoe is so pointy, it looks like Pinocchio's nose. I don't know why I'm gonna wear those shoes, man. I mean, if I put them on now, I'd be hitting this guy with the bald head.
A part of Sopranos, obviously, is the clothing and the
I sold them. I sold your shoes.
Did you sign them first?
Yeah, I sold them.
Put a can of jar of
for
sauce in?
$300.
They're worth $400.
Well, I got $300.
Part of Sopranos, as you guys all see here, everyone walking around kind of, and then we had the costume contest earlier, was the wardrobe. And tell us about, you mentioned it briefly, how...
Yeah, about Juliet. Juliet was our wardrobe designer, and she was really specific. She used to go up to the Bronx to Paul Baccalieri's family's clothing store, B&G, on 187. And they used to go to Pelham Bay over to Vito's, and they would buy stuff specifically for our character. Now, I remember when we were doing season 1, Juliet said, I got you in sweats, but I don't want you in sweats all the time because Paulie Walnuts is going to be in sweats. So she started putting me in the sports jacket, you know?
You like that?
Yeah, it looked like I had a little more class. You know, but I'm doing a movie now. Next week, guess what my wardrobe is? Sweatsuit.
Anybody have any questions for...
Yeah, we're going to do Q&A.
Real quick Q&A before the next one.
Q&A.
Anyone out there? Raise your hand. We got
My man over there. He wants a question right here. Right here. My man over there. Yours will be $20. What's your name? Give it to the wife. What's your name? Put your microphone. Is it on?
Margaret?
That's it, Margaret. How are you?
I want to say I think you're phenomenal, and I love
stop.
that everybody pays respect to James.
You got your sweats on. You got her sweats on. She knows how to dress for SopranosCon.
Thank you.
Shortly, the most amazing spread of cannolis in your life. A cannoli is not just a cannoli, remember that. That's from Nutley, New Jersey, at Roma di Napoli, and Queen Margherita is the restaurant. The restaurant has been there almost 16 years, Roma di Napoli 10 years. All the flavorings comes from Napoli, and we bring in here with our traditional, unique style.
I'm with Jim DeMeo, and he's telling me that this train set is original from the TV show The Sopranos. That's exciting.
Yes, we acquired it from HBO. We also have the other one, the Blue Comet one with the blood on it that he got shot at. And we didn't bring that with us to this time. It doesn't have the right buildings on it, so we left that back at the club.
So are you a train enthusiast?
Yeah, my wife says I am a little nuts with the money spent on trains. We have a large train layout. It's 185 feet long. It's the largest O-gauge rail layout in the country, model train set, and it's up in Patterson.
I know they have a big show up in Pennsylvania, right, at the convention center there once a year. I think that's in the fall.
They have York, Pennsylvania. They have it twice a year, April and October, and we attend there.
So tell me something more about this particular train set. How difficult was it to get it out of there?
Well, it was quite a chore. It took we had about 8 people here yesterday. It took us 3 hours to reset it up. Wednesday we had to get it out of our club room and get it downstairs in the building. We're on the 3rd floor in an old silk mill in Patterson, and we got it on a truck on Friday and got it here and set it all back up. And we got to take it down Sunday and get it back to the layout.
So what is your connection with The Sopranos that you were able to have access to this beautiful train set?
Well, if you Google Soprano train set online, our club comes up with the layout.
What's the name of your club?
The NJ High Railers. Okay. And we're in Patterson. And they contacted us a couple of months ago wanting the layout. And that's how we got it.
Very cool. Thank you for talking to me. Do you have a website?
Yes, go to our website, www.njhighrailers.com, and we have webcams. You can see our layout anytime you want. During the day is the best. The lights are on.
This is unbelievable. I've been working on the show, or I worked on the show for 10 years, from the first to the last episode. I started as a stunt guy. I became a character, Petey Bissell LaRosa, and I was also it's called an on-set dresser, so I took care of all of the sets. I don't know how I got so lucky, because I'm not so smart, but it was a lot of fun. But I think right now they're going to do a really great question and answer thing right now, and I think you're going to enjoy it.
What do we got coming down here first?
Let's see. So first up, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to recognize the name. If you are living and your heart is beating and you don't recognize this name, you have a problem. Because, I hate to say this, Maureen, but her husband is Steve Van Zandt from Bruce Springsteen. But she kind of upstages Steve Van Zandt right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my really dear friend, Maureen Van Zandt. Give her a big hand, come on!
Let's keep her on the table.
So next, she played someone very, very intriguing, very special, like an agent. Lola Gordini. She can't hear you. Come on. Oh my Lord. She gets younger and younger. I haven't seen her in 10 years. She looks fantastic. She doesn't even remember me. All right, now, here's a lady that you probably will recognize from all her shows. I don't recognize her because I haven't seen her in 10 years, and it's so dark back there, I can't even see. Where is she? Oh, Sophia does not want to come on unless she hears your applause. She will not come on the stage until she hears your applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Sophia Milos.
Let's give it up.
She speaks Italian, I'm just saying. I don't, but I sound like I do because I'm an actor.
Jeff, we got one more. Who else we got?
Oh, no, I think that's it.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on, I'm going to go kiss her, and then I'm going to introduce her. Hold on. Okay. Oh, my. Okay. Ladies and Scorsese film, I might add. She needs to hear you too. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, Katherine Narducci.
And rounding out this panel, asking all the great questions today, Jesse Schirripa.
How about a round of applause? Come on.
Give it up for Jesse, give it up.
Come on.
I mean, I know I'm the least important person here, but you guys could do better than that. All right. Okay, so. Big crowd. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to ask the questions. I'm even going to open it up to you guys. But first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to these women. It's such an honor to be up here with you guys. Big New Jersey welcome. So I'm going to get right into it. One of the biggest questions I personally had is, obviously when you talk about mafia movies and mob culture, it's a male-dominant thing, and they always focus on men kind of ruling the ship. So what I thought was always so interesting about The Sopranos was the women were not really secondary characters. You guys were strong, you were powerful, and we're going back 20 years at this point. So that wasn't really shown at that time. You guys really broke grounds in that way. Did you guys have any specific influences, even females in your own life, that sort of contributed to that?
I want to thank everybody for coming here today. Thank you. Without you guys, this would just be an empty shell. Okay, so to answer that question, I just had a lot of strong women in my family. My mother was strong, and like the saying goes, behind every strong man is a stronger woman.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah.
No? Okay, it's on now. I grew up in New Jersey, in Newark, from a very, very Italian Catholic family, so the women always ran the show. I never knew it any other way. And I grew up in a family of these people, so, the women on the show were very typical of what I grew up with, so it just felt like home to me.
Awesome, great. So, what would you have to say to people that sort of said that a lot of Italian stereotypes were portrayed poorly on the show? Do you have any sort of response to that, the negative backlash that the Sopranos got with the Italian culture?
Absolutely not. I think it actually changed my career for the better, where a lot of women were very grateful. I think that women have been suppressed and oppressed for centuries because of religion, because of marriage, because of culture, but that doesn't mean that women have always been as strong. I mean, you try to harm a child of a mother, and you'll know how strong a woman is.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll lighten it up a little bit. I want to know from each of you a favorite scene of yours that sticks out from the show that you were not in. So something that, could have been a complete, right?
I love the scene where Tony takes Meadow to college, and he sees the rat in the woods, and he strangles him with his bare hands, because before that scene, you really couldn't see why he was the boss and his strength, and I felt like that scene is where they finally revealed his strength and why he is the boss, and to do that with his bare hands, it was so powerful to me. I mean, not that it was a good thing, but I just thought that scene was so powerful, because I said, oh, up until then I couldn't see it, and then when he did that, I said, oh, there he is. It was such a big character reveal for Tony when he did it, and it wasn't with a gun, it wasn't with a knife, it was with his bare hands, and I just felt like that sent chills up and down my spine. I thought that was such a great, great scene for Tony.
That's a really good scene, absolutely. Evelyn?
Hi everyone, I'm so happy to be here. And you guys have all been so polite and lovely and wonderful and warm one of my favorite scenes is when Carmela, she really needs a letter of recommendation from Meadow for college. And come hell or high water, she's gonna get it. And that's when you see who is running the show at home and who is making it happen. And when she decides to intimidate the sister of her neighbor by bringing her food at her place of work, which is completely inappropriate, and leaves the letter of recommendation forms on her desk and says, just think about it, and you realize that she is just as much of an equal as Tony. I go back to that scene over and over and over again. I just think it's an incredibly beautifully acted performance.
Yeah, because then again, that's another character reveal. Yeah. That was where you saw why she was his wife and who she was.
Oh yeah, and that she was holding her own. She knew who she married, and he knew who he married.
There's so many to choose from, but I have to say I've always loved all the scenes that Livia was in, Nancy Marchand. It was just so brilliant, and we all wish she could have stayed on the show and stayed around much longer. And I just have to choose a scene where Tony's at her house and she tells him to get the knife out of the ham and stick it in her. All that stuff, because what I loved about that character is that everyone thinks of the Italian mother or grandmother as being this warm, sweet, lovely person, and she showed that other side of an Italian woman that does exist. And the dynamic between the two of them was just so incredible, so I'm going to have to go with that.
Good, very good. Okay, so what's the thing that fans, again to each of you, that they come up to you and they quote the most or they approach you about, like something that you're like, okay guys, I get it.
For me, I think it's the funniest thing in the world. Most of the fans that see me on the street, they say, Audie, you want to stop squeezing the quail?
I've been asked over and over if I would give them my toenail clippings. Already burned them.
Whippany.
And I get how happy they are that I told Father Phil off.
What's a memorable scene that you guys filmed with James, or a memory on set, or anything that you could share with us that maybe we haven't, give us some inside scoop as to what it was like?
Stevie was very, very close friends with Jimmy off stage, so we spent a lot of time with him, and as everybody here will tell you, he was the sweetest and warmest and most generous person, and he's watching us. I see his eyes peeking over the panel back there. But one thing that really struck me, I saw him as this big teddy bear kind of guy, but I was in a scene with him and Carmela once where I'm in the kitchen with her, and he comes in and he's pissed off and they're pissed off at each other, and I'm stuck in the middle of them, and I turned around and looked at his face and I saw the power that he had as an actor, as a person. He just totally terrified me. This is a guy that we'd go out to dinner with all the time. So he was so incredibly connected to what he was doing, and still was the most absolutely lovely person.
I have a really good backstory. When we went to the SAG Awards, Jimmy was so generous, as everybody knows. He was always giving everybody gifts. It's not the point of the gifts, it's the point of his heart to want to give the gift. And that's who he was. And we were just about to go on stage, and he took us all in the back room. We didn't know why. A security guard came to each of us and said, you're not gonna go up there, you're gonna come to a back room. And there was a couple of security guards, and they took us to a back room, and they put a bag on the table. We didn't know what it was. And the guy said, I think it was like, I might be wrong, but I think he said there's like $1 million worth of jewelry in this bag, and James wants to give you all a gift before you go up. And he gave us all beautiful gold watches, and on the back it said, rest in peace, Tony. And it was the most beautiful thing. I mean, he was just so generous.
That is beautiful.
is there anything else from set that you guys took as sort of like a memento when the show was
The
wrapping?
last day they said, come in and get whatever you want. Jeff Marchetti was there, and they said, take whatever you want from set. I went right into the kitchen of Vesuvio, and